Hey guys, it's Jam. I'm so excited to show you how I built this entire brand with AI. I'm just going to get right into it, but I want you to know that I used these 5 AI tools to do everything from come up with the strategy for this business, the logos, the brand book, the voice, and build the website and launch it. So let me show you how I did it and we'll get right into it. So here's the website that I built. It's called Avoro Life, and it's actually a life insurance website for people who need to get life insurance quickly. So think of those who realize that they have to adult after they get married or lose a family member or have a baby, stuff like that. So all of the content was developed with AI. We built this on Lovable and we launched it on Vercel. We're using 11 labs for both our phone number and our chat. So that's kind of cool. And then our blog, all of this was written with my custom GPT that I built in ChatGPT. And the logo and look and feel, I used a mix of things, but mostly Manus to come up with the brand identity. We did a bunch of research on competitors and the landscape. And then we also came up with the buyer persona and dove deep into that. And then I actually used something called ideogram for the logo development. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to show you the end product, but let me get into it step by step on how to start. So first things first, I started in ChatGPT because I love ChatGPT. And I basically was driving and I said, what are good names for this website I'm building? I need a high converting website for a company that gets people life insurance in minutes. I'm not going to read this all, but I went on and on about like what I actually wanted and some of the competitors that I was looking at and things like that. And I went back and forth with ChatGPT quite a bit. And you can see at the very end, we were kind of going back and forth. And I really kind of was leaning into names that were like moon and sun and kind of things that younger millennials, older Gen Z might really relate with. So I came up with all of these. I had Luma Life, Alera Life, Zara Life, Zoom and Path. So that's what I started with. And then I asked it to create a logo concept for each one of those brands. You can see here it was not creating the logos. I asked it not to. But I did take the color palette, tone and feel, and I put it into a different tool where I actually created the logos itself. So here I'm in a tool called ideogram.ai, and what I did is that each time ChatGPT gave me a logo description, it gave me colors and kind of a look and feel. So I had it create a logo for each one of the names that it came up with. So I have like Lumen Path, Zero Life, and then I took my favorite ones of these and I ended up throwing them into Canva. And this was a real project. So I threw these into Canva with an overview of why I liked the name, why I liked the logo, and I presented them to the client just like I always have in all of my agency jobs. So I ended up using Canva for this, but here's a little presentation I put together for them and just kind of talked through each one and why I liked it. And then I had them pick the design that they liked best. Fun fact here is I skipped an important step that I could have had AI do for me where I should have checked to see the competitor URLs. So it turns out that the one that they actually picked was too close to a competitor. So we went with one where we both liked the name and the URL was available. So we ended up going with avorolife.com. I was pumped that they liked it, and I was even more pumped that I could buy that URL because that's tough to do. So next, I went back to Manus, and I wanted to kind of rework the entire look and feel because they didn't like the original one that I made. One thing I like to do with my clients is ask about what do they like, whether it's in their industry or not. What do they like? What's aesthetically pleasing for them? And this client really liked the website G4, and so I was like, hey, we're going to create a life insurance brand and here's what it's called. And we're going to create a website and a look and feel for it based on the G4 website. So this is what it was coming up with. So after it did a bunch of research, I asked it to create a basically brand vision and overview that included our market disruption, foundation, our pain points, a marketing strategy, the different personas that we have. So we had like the family guardian, we had the independent achiever, and a couple others. And then I wanted to create a content funnel strategy and competitive positioning. So Manus did all of this for me. It created this entire presentation, which I was then able to share with my client. So it looks like this. Pretty cool. So it goes through, I won't show you the whole thing, but Manus does an incredible job of researching the web and finding competitors out there and then repositioning your brand. And this is where it gets really good. So from all that information, I was able to create this really awesome brand book for Evoro Life based on G4, based on the multiple personas that Manus found. And now I'm delivering a brand presentation where they will approve the look and feel, they will approve a new logo, and then we can go on to website development. So this is what I sent them, kind of like an about. We kind of went over why, how it works, why we like the name, how people will relate, and then here's where I created multiple logos for them. And then I just asked them to pick which one that they identify with most. And these were all logos built by Manus and Ideogram, and then I put them into Canva for the presentation. And in Canva, I did create a brand color scheme, so all the logos I was able to create the different color schemes with. Once they approved the look and feel and everything was good to go, signed off on, I went back to ChatGPT and I said, hey, create a lovable prompt that will create a future forward looking website. And here's the 15 things that I need included in my website. And ChatGPT put together a prompt. I uploaded my brand book guidelines, my audience demographics, and I'll show you the website that we have. So here's the website that it created. We have this really awesome thing where you can get an instant quote if you put in your name, email. We have, these are actually real Trustpilot things because we are selling a third-party product. So those are their real reviews. And we have all this free quote. You know, the goal for us is the conversion is getting a sign up. So that's what we wanted to do. We have 11 labs for our phone call agent. We have a chat bot ready to help. And again, it's all just going to ask for name and email. And that's what we're going to be doing. It created a blog page, an about page, why we're different, a little bit about the product we're building and selling, and to get your quote. So now I get the fun part of, this will be our part 2, of creating Google Ads, Meta Ads, and launching this. We're going to be putting in quite a bit of money to get this out into the world. And so yeah, I'm excited to show you the results, but that's how we built this brand so far using just the tools that you see right here.